this Oklahoma-Alabama game, 23-21, the Sooners take down the Crimson Tide. They handed Kalen DeBoer his first loss at Bryant-Denny. First loss, black hoodie and all. Black hoodie and all. Brent Venables and company said, we don't give a damn. We're going to come in your house. We're going to take you turkey. We're going to walk out with it, and you're going to have to just watch us do it. So Oklahoma defensively, Bear, the story here. I can see it from both sides. If you're an Oklahoma fan, you're saying front seven, relentless. We forced Ty Simpson into mistakes. We made big plays, and we had to, and we did just enough. Go in, get the win. No such thing as a bad road win. And I'd agree with all of that. I also agree with and almost kind of, dare I say, empathize with the Bama perspective that if you're a Bama fan, Bear, it's hard for you probably to not look at that game and say, we gave it to them. We flat out gave it to them. Like, we lost that game by 2, and we had multiple turnovers, and we had a pick 6. We handed them the football game. Now, I don't think that's necessarily the right way to look at it, but if you are a Bama fan, I'm sure there's a lot of Bama fans that woke up today saying that. How did we lose this football game? Here's what I'll say. My boys Travis Davidson, Tyler McComas, all the great Sooners, I'm here to eat crow. I've been doubting Oklahoma. We both have. Doubting them. Back-to-back road wins over ranked teams. It's not necessarily pretty or sexy, but again, winning in this league, who gives a damn? Just it's a math class, not an art class. Just find a way. Obviously, again, Bear, the start to the game you have with the field goal, the pick 6, you take all of them early. Bama jabs back, obviously, but man, just some costly turnovers by Alabama. I mean, really. And again, you got to give credit because here's the thing. It's like having a great changeup or having a cutter. Oklahoma's front seven is the great equalizer.
Yep.
They're the great equalizer. They can flip a game on its head like that. They can steal a game like that because all those plays that were made, that's where it all started. Ty Simpson was uncomfortable. They hit him. They rattled him. They moved him. They got after him, and it forced him into some mistakes. And I said going into that, give credit. Again, I talked with Trav and them. Went on the radio hit with him. I said, that's going to be the key. They've got to rattle Ty Simpson and do what LSU couldn't do, which is they rattled him, but they couldn't get the ball off of him. Oklahoma got the ball off of him. Turnovers. They just did things you can't do and beat a really good team. And it's almost like, Bear, when it comes to the college football playoff, it's almost like, I'm going to say we tried to uninvite someone from their own party. Like, we showed up to Oklahoma's party, and it was the college football playoff party, and it's almost like we forgot about the host. And I know they still have work to do, but, like, how dare us write off this team that was never out of it? It felt like they were out of it, but never out of it. Now they sit here at 8-2. You got Mizzou, you got LSU. You win those 2, you're in. And Bear, Oklahoma, give them credit. Champions of the state of Alabama yet again, because it is back-to-back seasons. They have beaten both Auburn and Alabama. What a win for Brent Venables and company, dude.
Everyone has one problem in the SEC, and for Alabama, it's Oklahoma. It is. And this, again, Chris, this isn't just it's a Kalen DeBoer and Brent. They had struggles with them in every year outside of the one playoff game against Kyler Murray. Oklahoma's beaten Alabama. They just have. That's just the bottom line. They always do. Everyone has a problem in the SEC. Texas has a problem with Georgia. Georgia has a problem with Alabama. Well, guess who has a problem with Oklahoma? Alabama. And that was clear as day. Here's what I took away. A team like Oklahoma, you have got to beat them in 2 major facets. Just 2. And if you lose both, you lose the football game. One is the turnover margin. You cannot give opportunities to anyone on that defense to create plays and win one-on-one battles. You can't. You lost that one. You can't lose special teams. You can't. You lost two special teams. It's not even the Connor Talty kick, which we can talk about in a second.
I didn't even want to bring it up to you, honestly. Like, it just Alabama and kickers missing kicks, and you got your kicker ditching out your long snapper and your holder, and it's like, dude, he got it down. Make it.
Everyone's talking about the Ween being able to jump on over the play. Guys, I'm going to be completely honest. That ball hit off his finger. It still was going too far left. It wasn't going in. It wasn't. He was never making that kick, even if it was ricocheted just enough. But also, you the fumble on punt return. I mean, you had the fumble on the punt return, and guess what happened? They capitalized, and they got a touchdown off of John Mateer. Tate Sandell, the lucky leg of the House on the Prairie. Phenomenal performance once again from, in my opinion, the MVP of the season out in Norman.
He didn't go back to the short shorts, by the way.
It doesn't matter. He could have worn
more normal
He
size.
could have worn booty shorts, and it still would have been for 55 yards, and everyone in Oklahoma would have loved him.
He's got a boot.
He would have been the king of the Palace of the Prairie. Oklahoma did just enough offensively to put themselves in a position to give the defense time to catch its breath and then get back out there and put Alabama in a blender of concerns. And Alabama, this is what you got to know at this point. And this is me telling you as a Bama grad. I'm not going to be one of these people who say, oh, because if I went to the school, I'm going to show it more appreciation and use the word we. I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to tell you is the hard reality. You cannot be a one-dimensional team and think that you are winning a national championship, and you are a one-dimensional team. Credit, you finally said, hey, Daniel Hill's our best running back. We got to get the ball to him more. We got to get him more involved in the run game, and Jam Miller's got to be able to be the back burner. And outside of the fourth quarter, that was the game plan. But you have been a one-dimensional offense most of the year, and you said, Ty, you got to go win this one. You did in one area. I told you, tell me who has the better stat line, Josh Cuevas or Jaron Kanik. Guess who had the better stat line? Cuevas. He was awesome. But it didn't matter because if you shot yourself in the foot on too many occasions to not be able to close the door. And Oklahoma did not have those mistakes. It was a masterclass of being able to live off of the bare minimum. You know when like you're very broke? You know like when you're in a position of where you're trying to go ahead and save some money, so you decide on how can I go ahead and use this to build together a 5-course meal? Great value shopping. Like for me personally, I was somebody that loved when I was in college living off of like ramen noodles and then putting some stuff in it. I became a guru on making gourmet ramen noodles out of nothing because that's just how you live. Oklahoma showed you how to live with a mundane offense, a limited rushing attack, a few explosive plays, and just enough to get the ball into the leg of your kicker and back to your defense. That's what you have. And a lot of credit goes, I think, into Brent Venables. You know, we spent a lot of time talking about what last season meant for a guy in Clark Lee, saying, if I'm going to go down with my team, I'm going to call the defensive plays. We have not done that enough for what it comes to Brent Venables when Zach Alley decided to go to West Virginia. He said, if this is going to be my last year there, I'm going to go out with my defense. And his defense has been freaking elite. It's the best defense in the SEC when it's playing up the par, bar none. It's the best defensive line in the country. They put quarterbacks in a position to where you have to make mistakes and you got to play perfect if you don't want to lose. You didn't play perfect. You were one-dimensional. Oklahoma owned you. And Oklahoma earned that win. And Oklahoma's 8 quarters away from going to the college football playoff. And you can't argue with it. Because you want to know what? They may have 3 of the most impressive wins in college football right now. They certainly have 2. They may have 3. Depending on how you feel about Tennessee.
I think, Bear, and we're about to talk about the Texas Longhorns, but I almost feel like you don't want to leave it in the hands of the committee. But, man, I'm still kind of sitting here like, man, I don't think it's crazy to say that I feel like a 9-3 Oklahoma you can make a case for. I mean, really, truly. I don't know if that's a stretch, but they've had some impressive wins. They really have, like you said. They've had some really impressive. You don't want to leave it in the hands of the committee, but.
Oh, just